Welcome to Conversations in the Closet with your host, motivational speaker, fitness expert, and fashion guru, Teresa Romer.
Hello everyone, I am Teresa Romer. Welcome to my very first episode of Conversations in the Closet. I'm so excited to have you listening in, and I will be dishing out all of the secrets you need on fashion, celebrity gossip, business, and much, much more. If you are listening to me for the first time, I am a philanthropist, a fitness maven, and known for having the largest closet in the world. Yes, you heard it right. Largest closet in the world. So today I'm so excited to have my friend and a fitness expert, pretty much a fitness model, personal trainer, social media guru, you name it, he's out there, he's everywhere, and I'm so glad I can call him my friend Eric De La Rosa.
Hey you guys, what's up?
So happy to have you here. Thank you for fitting me into your busy schedule.
Thanks for inviting me. I feel very honored being your first guest.
This show, of course, is sponsored by NI30D Fitness Apparel, which is my company, and we're so happy to have this show and this opportunity. So, Eric, we are going to get deep into some really juicy stuff on you.
Let's do it.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I don't want you turning red or anything like that, all right? So you're a personal trainer, you're a fitness model, you're a social media guru. How did you actually get started in fitness?
Well, I was an overweight kid from the age of probably 8 years old to 19. And I was just very unhappy as a child and teenager. And, you know, my parents divorced and all that stuff, so around 19 years old, I was tired of it and just made a change for the better. And ever since then, I just started really, I love it, so I researched it, went to school, got educated in it, hired some coaches, learned from them, and just really started networking, and that's where I am today.
So you were a fat kid?
I was. So when I look in the mirror, that's what I see.
Now, if you all could just see through the radio waves here, you could actually see that he's not fat now. He's actually a very nice eye candy.
Thank you.
I'm sure your wife gets a little maybe jealous with the girls being so attracted to you.
No, I mean, she doesn't.
Not that she's bad to look at either. I mean, they're both in fitness. They're just have both amazing bodies. So, yeah. So your story's kind of, you got into fitness because of being an overweight child. I got into fitness because I had a heart murmur and was told I would be a sick child my whole life. So it's amazing how our lives are somewhat parallel on our reasons of why we got into fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right. So when did you decide that you were going to take fitness because you were loving it so much from, I'm sure, the body transformation, how you were feeling, the recognition you were getting then from children? I'm sure as a fat child you were maybe bullied or made fun of.
Not really. Well, my brother did a lot. I used to have like man boobs, and he'd always tell me I had tits. And I was pretty fat, and so I didn't say this in the beginning, but I won a worldwide model search when I was 20. So
as a fat kid? Or you'd already lost weight?
That's when I already lost weight.
Okay,
and
you'd already lost weight.
I was just the cardio king. And so it was like when the Latin thing was, when Ricky Martin came out, and
we all loved Ricky.
Penelope Cruz, and Salma Hayek, when they were real big, they had this Latin model search, so it was like worldwide. I had to compete against Brazil, Spain, Mexico, United States, and I ended up winning. The next week, they had me flown to Miami. Next week after that, New York, LA. So I signed with New York models and LA models, and so I did that a long time ago. And then I got out into fitness. There was a men's physique competition that was looking for models at that point. It was like more of a model look rather than a bodybuilder.
Right.
So my first show had about 60 guys in it, and I placed top 5. And so that's kind of how I got into fitness. So
then your ego was really grown. You're like, hey, being in shape.
No, I'm still a fat kid, so I stay humble.
So even though you were looking hot and you were looking better, you were still like that fat kid inside.
Yeah, for sure. Like even, I'm not gonna lie. Like I go to public places every day and get catcalled by women,
Right.
And I don't like, to this day, unwanted attention.
Right.
And so I just I don't ever take it personal or serious. I just kind of.
Right.
It still surprises me.
So when did you then decide to take your fitness career, or your not really career, but your fitness, and turn it into a career?
I started making money.
Oh, money, the almighty dollar.
So when I was competing a lot, I realized that it was all cash outflows, no cash inflow. And so I was working corporate America. I was a coach, so I was making some good money as a coach, but I would pay. You have to pay to go compete.
Right.
Even as a pro. I'm not a pro, but you have to pay. And so I would remember being in Vegas or flying to Pittsburgh and spending all this money to get on stage for this trophy. And I remember the first trophy that I told you I won, it fell apart. So it's
the trophy fell apart?
Yes. And
nice.
It's very cheap. And so I remember the day that I looked downstairs and my daughter was swimming in Vegas. I was at the Mandalay Bay, spent all this money to go to the Olympia, and I couldn't even enjoy it. I was laying in bed with protein on, and I said, you know, why am I doing this? Like, why am I spending all this money to get on stage? And then I started capitalizing on my brand and making myself a brand to make money from it. And from that day, I've never had to pay for a show.
Right, and so what a lot of people don't understand, and I came from the bodybuilding era also, is bodybuilding is, there's no money.
No.
Not unless you're like the Olympian,
yes.
like the top dog.
And not to be ugly, but I see people posting on social media too, you know, and like, again, not being ugly, but I would see what their kitchens look like these pure bodybuilders. It's like
right.
They spend no money on assets. It's
right.
all liabilities.
Right.
So.
So it's amazing, those people out there killing their bodies only to not really even make any money. It's
right.
all a vanity thing. It's totally a vanity thing. So did you ever do the actual being a personal trainer in the gym?
I did. When I was modeling, when you first start out modeling, you're not, you know, I booked Fashion Week that first year, but I only booked 2 shows. But so you're not busy,
right.
You're not making a ton of money. So I did work for Equinox in New York while I was there part-time.
Right.
It was a free membership, and I trained a couple of times.
Sure. But then you took it from the gym and you went online. Why?
Right.
More money?
Well, more money. So I have my MBA in finance, and so what that is basically you're in grad school, and the whole time they're teaching you on how to become rich and how to live and what to buy, what not to buy, how to buy a house, how to buy a car, and be smart with your money.
So ladies, listen, I mean, like, not only is he pretty, he's got a brain. You're the whole package.
Thank you. But yeah, that's what, and so I realized being an online coach, I could still have my career. I love finance. I have people telling me all the time, like, why do you do that? Like, do this. I love it. I loved economics as a kid. I love the way the world works. So that's what I do. And then in the evenings and weekends, I'll do my online training. So I can do 50 clients online training, travel, do it all on my laptop, versus being in the gym training 50 people. There's no way.
And being trained.
It's 50 hours a week.
Being chained to the gym.
Right.
Like, yeah.
For the gym, they get more.
Right. I used to train clients from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. Straight.
And also, I didn't mention this. This is important to me because I also like online trainers. I'm busy like you are. There's no way I'm going to set up my week and say I can be there at 6 in the morning,
right.
8 in the morning,
right.
noon. There's no way. Like, I can't commit to that because my schedule's so busy. So online training, you have everything in front of you. You read it, you follow it, and you get results.
Right. Smart. See you guys? All those personal trainers that are just chained to those gyms, they need to smarten up.
Right.
You need to hold classes for them.
Yeah, well then they'll take my people.
Take your clients.
Stay in the gym, y'all.
So why does someone need a personal trainer?
People ask me, I'm going to take myself for example, people ask me, "What, you look so great, why do you need a personal trainer?" I had this question this week on Facebook. Nobody sees themselves like another person does, because like you think, you said I look good, well I'll take my shirt off and be like, you can be tighter there, you can be tighter here, you can be tighter here. And then I also second guess myself, meaning if I'm getting too lean, which is what I'm trying to do, mentally I'll be like, you're too skinny, go cheat or go do this. So I feel like everyone needs, at my level, somebody to dial them in better. But if you're just starting out, I feel like it takes out the guesswork of really starting your lifestyle on the right track. Like I would think, because a lot of people don't know what they're doing, it's just an education.
Right,
so
right.
You hire somebody, you get to results a lot quicker.
Well, same as me. You know, a lot of people out there don't know the woman with the world's largest closet literally was a personal trainer for 35 years also. So myself, I hire trainers. And they're like, why are you hiring a trainer? You're a trainer. And I'm like, because I'm so busy, I'm that business person now.
Right.
I'm the one where I remember back in the day, those business people were hiring me to train them because they were so busy. They needed to be having someone hold them accountable.
Right.
So even myself, 2 days a week, I hire a trainer. Not that he knows more than I do, but he just holds me accountable. He, pushes me harder than I might push myself sometimes, even though I can push myself pretty hard. But it's still, you want, like you said, we see ourselves totally different in the mirror than what other people do. And so I need that other person to say, what are you talking about, Teresa?
Right, definitely. And also, I'm a businessman, and so I've hired some of the best to learn from them. And so I ask questions, and what you don't get in the gym, you get an hour with that guy. You don't have his number, you don't have his email address. As an online coach, you have their email address, you have their phone number, you can ask questions like, why are you doing this, why are you doing this? And to me, you learn more from an online trainer.
See, I don't know why all you people are paying trainers in person
Right.
when you could be doing the online thing. Seriously, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I totally believe that online training is the future. I totally believe that there's so many more people, especially with the trainers that you're finding on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else. People, that's the way of the future, I think, is online training.
Right.
Why drag yourself to the gym at 5 a.m. to have that prime training spot with that trainer when you could sleep in and train at a later hour?
And I don't even know what they did. Online, you have it in front of you. You have that workout to keep forever.
Right.
So you can redo it. You know?
Right. So, yeah, and the advantages of having a trainer are just, they far outweigh not having a trainer. Like, you've got that person that holds you accountable for your meals. You've got that person that holds you accountable for your workouts. You've got that person that's holding you accountable for trying to be healthier.
Right.
Live a better life.
Yeah.
And not, I had so many people cheating back in the day. And my favorite line was, go ahead and cheat. You're not cheating anyone but yourself. I'm still going to get your money.
Right. And that's the thing. Most people, I would say 99.9% of people, when they follow the plan, they're going to get results.
Right.
But they have to follow the plan.
Right. So we're going to have to take a break right now, and we will be back shortly. Well, Jerry, my favorite saying is, your opinion of me will never change my life. And so that's basically what I mean. Like, I guess you get thick-skinned over your period of life, but I shrug them off. How do you deal with it, Eric?
Same thing. I mean, to be honest, I feel fortunate that I don't have a lot of hating on my social media like a lot of people do. I hardly ever see any negative comments, which is a good thing.
Come to my site.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's very rare.
Yeah.
And even like my athlete page on Facebook will get like 2,000 likes on Facebook, and then tons of comments.
Right.
I mean, I've had very few negative.
So why do you ask that question, Jerry? Do you follow me and you see the haters? Yeah. Yeah. Well,
can I say something about you? That why I think personally people hate on Teresa, because before I even met her, I heard some negative things, but she's not that person. Like, I've gotten to meet her, and she's totally not what, people say she's stuck up and stuff, things like that, and that's just not who she is. And so I think that people hate on her that don't know her. You can look at someone all day long and say stuff, but unless you know that person, I don't think you really have the validity to talk about them.
So I hope we answered your question, Jerry. Okay. Just get thick-skinned and repeat that phrase. Your opinion of me will never change my life.
And I feel the more successful you are, the more haters you're going to have.
True. Thanks for calling in, Jerry. You're welcome. So back to our questions, Eric.
That's a good question.
It is a good question, because, whether you're a child out there, because even children get haters.
Right.
They get bullies, they get everything. And so that's a good question to address, because believe me, people are 10 foot tall and bulletproof behind that keyboard, and I deal with the hate all day long. So back to our questions. So why does someone need a personal trainer? We already discussed that. So when did you yourself get started in social media with your personal training? Or did you actually start with personal training, or did you start on social media just because you wanted to stay in touch with your friends?
Staying in touch with my friends. So, Facebook has this thing called memories that comes up every day now.
Yeah.
And I literally can't believe some of the stuff I used to post. I would say 3 to 5 years ago, I posted dumb stuff like, I'm going to the gym, or I'm going to go eat this sandwich. Like, I don't know how I posted things like that.
Like you thought everyone should know when you were going to go eat lunch.
I mean, not literally a sandwich, but yeah, like every movie I saw at the movie theater, like no one cares about that. So it's when I started getting my big sponsors in fitness. I own my own company too, I own 2 of them. And I started realizing that I need to post things that people want to learn from or share, or they're going to take from your account. Like, I can't post so many times a day. Like
Right.
things need to be relevant and people. It needs to be things that people like and that would share. And
Right.
Nobody cares when I eat.
Right.
You know? So I would say 2 to 3 years ago is when I really started.
So did you start on Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
So it seems like we've all started on Facebook, probably because Facebook came around before Instagram. So, but now Instagram's way.
Instagram is my thing.
Oh, it's off the charts, right?
Right.
So you started as a social media basically to keep in touch with your friends, your family members, let people know what sandwich you were eating, what time of day you were eating, when you would go to the gym.
Right. But like, the reason why I started doing more, like the guy that just said haters. So when I first started, I had a lot of haters about being in the gym. But then you see these 1 or 2 people that you motivate out of all the people that are talking negative, and that's who you care about. Like that's who you want. That's why you want to keep doing what you're doing. You see the people that you motivate. You see the lives that you change, and that's honestly why I have social media. If I didn't have fitness, I wouldn't even have social media.
Well, and what I love too is when I can take a hater, which I don't call them haters, I call them fans. Because even though they're hating on you, they still follow you, they still track you, they stalk you. They may be a hater, but I still call them a fan. But I think what's fun is when you can take a hater, and pretty soon now they're a full-blown loving fan. Like they're like, wow, I used to hate on you so bad, and now I love you. It's like, why? Because they actually got to know you.
Right.
Instead of forming their first opinion of hate, now they follow you and they get to know you. They see your life, they see what you're doing, and then now they're like, wow, I really like her now.
Yeah, I had one of my really close friends when I lived back home in a small town unfollow me on Facebook when I owned my own mustard company and started it. And I'm like, you're supposed to be like my really good friend. Like, what? He's like, that's all I saw you post. I'm like, well, shouldn't you support your friend in his new business?
No.
We're no longer friends.
See, it's not always your friends that will support you.
Exactly.
So you like social media best now, right?
I do. I like Instagram better.
Well, yeah, Instagram.
Yeah.
Why? Do you think it just reaches a larger audience, or do you think
I
Facebook
find it less
is just
dramatic? I think Facebook is still like more family, more day to day. Like my grandma's on Facebook, but she's not on Instagram. So that's so like that's kind of what I just take. My audiences are different. So Facebook, my audience is more people that know me, local people, family, friends, and then Instagram is worldwide, and I can reach more people there. I think with hashtags.
So you only have one account per platform?
Well, I have Patsy G is my mustard company.
Right.
I have an account for them.
Yes.
And then Instagram for them too. And then my company is actually Eric De La Rosa LLC, and then my attorney trademarked all the other ones underneath it.
Right.
My training and the mustard.
So that's the umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So you're not a crazy person like me, and you have to have like seven accounts.
Yeah. At first I was like, why do that? But he was like, well, you're a brand, and so now I get more tax write-offs because of that.
Right. And so same with me. I mean, like I started my own personal Facebook page, but then I outgrew. Like you can only get, I think, 5,000 people.
Yes.
So then I had to start another account. So that became my public figure page.
Mm-hmm.
So that's but yet it seems like my personal page has the most people that engage in me because they are closer to me, they follow me, they're maybe more local, I'm not sure, but my personal page tends to have more interaction and I get more out of it than my public figure page.
It's because you have to, same with me, that's why sometimes I have to pay $1 to boost the public figure page. Facebook and Instagram, if you have a public page like we do,
yes,
they're going to limit the people that see our pages. They want us to use the money to boost. And that's why we use our personal ones sometimes. That's why I do it.
Right.
Because I'm the same thing.
So, there we go. Now, so you do pay to boost.
On Facebook I do. I'll do like $1 and I'll get, so if I do $1, I get about 2,000 to 3,000 likes on a picture.
Nice.
If on my personal page, 200 to 500.
So see, listeners, we are trying to give you some ins and outs and some secrets on how to help grow your social media. If you haven't totally caught up
people are probably like, why are you spending money to boost? Well, that's a tax write-off for me too, so business.
I told you guys, he's pretty and he has a brain. He knows what he's doing. So a lot of people, like you said, don't know what boost means.
Right.
And they don't know the ins and outs of how that helps you.
So let me tell you what that is?
Yes.
Okay, so on Facebook, you can hit if you have a public page, you can hit a little blue box underneath your post that says boost post. You can go as far as to boost it anywhere in the world, any city you want to, any demographics, anything. That's what's cool about it. You can do age range, men, women, both. Any country, any city.
So you see boost on Facebook, but you see promote on Instagram.
And I don't think Instagram works as well as Facebook because I don't really use that anymore. I've done it a couple of times and didn't see anything.
I've tried promote on Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm really liking it or not.
Yeah.
Thought I'd test the waters.
Yeah.
So how did you become so, I guess, so well informed on how the ins and outs of social media work? Did you have to learn it yourself?
Study it, yeah.
Did you YouTube it?
I study social media
You
a
study
lot
it.
because
The analytical
yes
person in you.
And I kind of see like what does better for you because I try to help people too. Like you need to see what does well on your page. Like videos for me are the best because I hit the explore page every time I post a video.
Yes, I follow you.
And that's what you want to hit. And so pictures are different, you know. And then I try to ask questions and use hashtags and things like that.
And I think something interesting that you'll find on Eric's page is, you know, Eric is Latino. Part Latino.
Yeah, Mexican.
Yes. And it's interesting when he does his posts, he does it in English and Spanish.
Right. Because I have United States and Mexico are my top two countries.
And you know, I very rarely see that. And I'm all over Instagram.
Yeah.
And I very rarely see anybody doing...
Well, it's cool because when I went to Cabo a couple weeks ago, they recognized me from Instagram. And they were like, they told my kid, oh, you're with Del Rosa Driven? I'm like, yeah. So it's pretty cool, like you go to places like that and you get recognized.
So do you speak Spanish?
I do not. I can understand it, but I can't really speak it.
So that's what translators for.
Exactly. People write me back in Spanish, but I'm like, okay, hold on. I mean, I can read it slow and understand it and talk back, but if you're one-on-one, it's like...
So when they respond to you in Spanish,
I'll talk to them back in Spanish.
So you just translate...
Because my grandparents didn't speak English. So they talked to me in Spanish.
Yes.
I talked to them back in English. They talked to me in Spanish. I talked to them back in English. That's how we...
So when you go to these resorts and they're trying to talk to you,
most of them
so
speak
famous?
English, thank God. I did go to Mexico City and they did not. So I was with my friend that he just barely spoke English.
Right.
And he got us by.
I was going to say that would be my luck. You know, I'm responding to everybody in French because that's the language I love the most. And then I end up in France and everybody wants to talk to me and I don't even know how to talk to them. Yeah, how embarrassing. And I have a huge following out of France.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be my luck is I would be trying to do all this French translation and they'd catch me red-handed. So that's interesting. So yeah, I do like Instagram more than Facebook also, and definitely like the promote button myself. Not sure, not the promote, the boost on Facebook more so than the promote on Instagram.
And you can also with Facebook they have the button promote on Instagram as well. I don't know if you know that.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it automatically does it for you.
Oh.
But I cut it off because Instagram only lets you see so many notifications, and my notifications, I'm sure like yours are all day long. I don't know. My friends who like my pictures, who added me.
Right.
Because every time I refresh, it's just
right.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, and Instagram is a full-time job.
It is.
You know, now
I respond to everyone.
Well, and I don't know how you do that because I have tried and it wears me out. Like my husband gets mad at me.
I want to hire somebody to do. I've had people offer to do it for free, but I feel like I'm more personal because I get people like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you responded to me," and I'm like, "Really?" Like,
right.
I mean, just a normal person, but
right.
I respond to everybody.
In the closet, we are still here with Eric De La Rosa. We are going to get deep and dirty with him now. So, let's step back a minute. Are you married?
Yes.
Children?
Yep.
Well, with that said, because you are such eye candy, how do you manage being the hottest guy online and still manage to have a great marriage and be a great dad?
Really, you just got to take time management and balance everything. Like today, I went to eat lunch with my daughter, and I turned my phone completely off.
Good.
After I took a little picture, put it on my story,
sure,
and then turned it off, and just got in one-on-one with her. And I try to do that when I get home. You know, I try to unplug, but it's hard with a full-time job too. So a lot of I work a lot, so I just try to do the best I can. Right.
I find that it's a huge balancing act because, like we said, Instagram itself is a full-time job. Then when you add in all of your other social media platforms, you know, like I'm on Snapchat and I have, another page on Instagram for NI30D Fitness, and then I've got my public figure page on Facebook and my personal Facebook and Twitter. a YouTube channel. It's like,
yeah.
it takes a lot. It's just like, you know, and I find sometimes it's hard because, you know, my husband will be like, hello. I'm sitting here with you. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, just a minute.
It is, but it's life in 2018, I guess. You just have to just, you know, realize what you're doing.
Well, and I just saw today on Radar Online that, you know, Tristan Thompson's getting really pissed off at Khloe Kardashian because she won't keep her nose out of her phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's getting all pissed off. What do you think about that? Yeah, you have those conversations yet?
Yeah, I don't know, but I can see they're a little different, you know. I mean, she probably makes a ton of money off social media, so I wouldn't say anything to her.
That's right. It's
check
like,
your phone, girl.
Babe, just keep, yeah. If you need to check that during sex, go ahead. It's no problem. You know, I'm right here for you. Just keep making that money. Mm-hmm. So, back to your social media platforms and everything. How many followers do you think you had until you started getting offers from different companies? Because I know you're with...
I'm with Gaspari.
Mm-hmm.
This is my biggest sponsor. Bahadur Mills out of Houston, Texas. I am with Fit Army Official Clothing Company. I'm with Fitmark Bags, Protan, and then Fashion Nova Man.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it Lulu?
Yeah, I'm also one of the Lulu. I'm not like a true paid sponsor athlete with them, but what they do is anytime Lulu gets something new in, they'll contact me to
Mm-hmm.
come get free clothes and
right.
wear them and give them feedback.
Right.
Which is awesome.
So, what do you think that magic number looked like when you finally started getting recognized and companies actually started coming forward and saying, hey,
so the
hot man?
So the big fitness sponsors, I want to talk about that first because it's a little different than everyone else. Because nowadays everyone wants a sponsor, and it's very hard to get. It's gonna sound cliche, but I got my very first sponsor with Labrada. And
Labrada.
Yeah,
Labrada.
They got to know me, and they got to know my personality, and
from the shows, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they've invited me to their warehouse a couple of times. We did a photo shoot. They watch your social media, so if you're always naked, they're not going to hire you. Things like that. So they told me that. They were like, we watched you, we studied your social media, and they brought me on because of who I was. Mm-hmm. And then because I kind of made a name for myself with them, not because of them, but when I was with them, when I was ready to move on, Gaspari's always been my favorite supplement company, literally from the first time I walked into a gym. I just felt like I just loved the way their protein tasted.
Right.
I contacted them, and their reply was, we know who you are, which felt great.
So you were already on the radar.
Yes, and so they said, I was actually going to FIBO with Iron Max. They contacted me through Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
paid me a bunch of money
Mm-hmm.
to go to FIBO in Germany with them. And they actually wanted to sponsor me too, and so I had to make a decision who was I going to go with. And at the end of the day, I went with Gaspari.
Oh, what's it like to be fought over?
But I mean, I'm going to say this though, money isn't always everything, or it shouldn't be, because the money was way better in Germany, like probably triple.
Wow.
But the exposure wouldn't be for the US, because they're not even here, period.
Right.
So I had to weigh that out. Like, what do I want to do? Do I want to go with Gaspari, where everyone knows them in the United States? Or stay with Iron Max, where nobody really knows who I am?
Yeah, but you and I know some people in the fitness industry that started out with a company that was overseas only,
Right.
and then came to the U.S. Yeah. And I think that's what made them who they are.
Right.
And now, of course, they branched out and got their own start, their own thing. But
I would say the magic number is probably 70-ish, 70K.
About 70,000.
Not really for sponsors. So those were before I've made my own way. And Rich Gaspari is the owner of Gaspari. He actually told me, I'm very proud of you. You're not a, he always tells me I'm not a pro because I'm not a pro. I'm the only athlete that's a paid athlete that's not a pro. Mm-hmm. And he tells me all the time that he's proud of what I've done by myself.
Right.
Because if you look at their Instagram, they don't really shout out a lot of their athletes.
Right.
And so I made my own way. And I made my own way because I'm different than everyone else.
So with that said then, how do you think, what's your secret to getting the followers and the interactions? Like,
I keep it, I hope that I keep it real. I'll try to keep it real, meaning for the fitness aspect part of it, I try to show them that I am not 2% body fat year round, and I do stay between 5 and 7 year round, which is great. And but a lot of these fitness models and athletes like to pretend that they're 2% body fat year round.
Now I know there's a lot of haters out there going, what? And he can keep himself between 5 and 7% body fat. Now, I'm a former bodybuilder, you know, and I know it is hard, especially as a woman. It is hard with our hormones and all that stuff we got going on to keep my body fat around 10.
Yeah,
12.
so 5 to 7 for a man is probably 10 to 12 for a woman.
Yeah, yeah, and it's watching what you eat. It's
a lifestyle.
Exercising every day. You know, I get people asking me all the time, "Do you exercise every day?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I'm active every day. Yeah.
Like, don't you brush your teeth every day? Like, it's part of my life. Like, I've been doing it for so long, I wouldn't know. I mean, I feel terrible if I don't do it.
Yeah. Well, people say that. But they can ask, do I watch TV every day? And I'll say, no, probably twice a week. But that's what they do. They sit on the couch and watch hours and hours of TV.
So it's what...
You pick what you want.
Your priorities.
Exactly.
Your priorities. While you're sitting there on the couch, stuffing your face with more crap after dinner, I'm at the gym working out because that's how I want to spend my time.
Yep. And I can say, you asked how the companies come to me too. I think they see how I interact on social media. So FIBO found me, they did a hashtag search on fitness models, so that does work. And they said they were looking for a guy with a certain look, and I was the look they were looking for. And they sent me, and I was on the cover of all their stuff that year, and it was amazing. But like Lulu, I walked into the Galleria, met the manager, and just was cool with him. And then he like approached me like a couple months later off social media and said, Lulu, we want to start working with you.
Well, come on, guys. If you took a look at this man, everyone would want him. And I just want to remind everyone out there, we do take phone calls. Our phone number here at the station is 832-685-1025. So don't hesitate. Just call in with your questions. If you want to ask Eric questions, you can ask him out. He's married. So your secret to getting the followers was just keep it real.
Yeah, of course I did a lot of share for shares in the beginning. Do you know what that is?
No.
So you take these people that have a lot of followers. So like say if me and you wanted to share each other on our Instagram.
Sure.
We would say, hey, follow this lady, Teresa. And you'd say, hey, follow Eric.
Right.
And we would just post each other's picture with our links. So I did do that. And then I use hashtags a lot. I ask a lot of questions.
I think hashtags are important.
Very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
It helps you hit the explore page too.
Yeah. But I think it's keep it interesting.
Right.
Keep it real. Consistency. Like,
yes.
you know, there was a period of time like, I would post like a couple times a week. And then I would wonder why I wasn't growing.
Right.
And people were like, well, you got boring. I don't want to follow somebody that's so boring. Like, you're not doing anything, Teresa. Or like, there's so much time in between your posts that you're just not exciting anymore. So, you know, you've got to keep it real, people, to where people are excited to see you post. Like, now it's fun because the minute I post, you can start seeing like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of likes within like a couple minutes, and you're just like, whoa, you know. Whereas before, and sometimes you have to learn a hard lesson, you know.
And also did the ask. There's like that new ask question thing on Instagram. Do you know what that is?
No.
So on your story, they have it. If you press, I'll show you. It says ask me a question, and you can write any question you want. And so I did that story, and I said you can ask me anything. What do you want me to show you more of? And
I saw you do that one, and there was a lot of nudity.
Yeah, a lot
they
of
wanted nudity. I saw that.
But I did take away.
Well, of course they would want that.
A lot of them wanted the videos and things like that. So, and how I juggle like my own business and finance and things like that. So I'm gonna start talking more about that stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. I did see that one though. They wanted to see your nudes.
They wanted to see nakedness all day.
So we're going to take a call right now. I guess we've got Parson on the line. Parson, are you there? Carson. I'm sorry, Carson. Parson. I'm good. How are you doing? Oh, you're so sweet. Are you here in Houston? Tyler, Texas. Well, welcome to. We love you, Tyler. Oh, well, you'll have to let me know when you're in Houston. We'd love to visit with you. Definitely. So what's your question, Carson? What keeps me pushing through when bad things happen? Or just what? No, you don't ever have to roll with the punches. You know, I'm like that. I'm like that. When I was a little girl, I had one of those little clowns that if you hit the clown, it fell down, but then it would bounce back up. And I feel like that's I feel like that's who I am in life. I feel like I'm that bag, that clown bag thing that bounces down and bounces back up. Yeah. Hopefully that didn't age me too bad. But anyways, you know, because this is the one thing I live by, whether it was when my brother died, or my son died, or my dad died, or my divorce, or whatever it was, I always remember that somebody else has it worse than I do. The person next to you could have it way worse than you have it. You know, just because I buried my son didn't mean it was the worst thing in the world. The person next to me buried their daughter, but buried their one and only child. So here I sat, devastated that I'd lost my son, but yet the person next to me lost their one and only child, that they were never going to have any grandchildren. They would never see that girl walk down the aisle and get married. You know, so you always have to remember when you're going through a dark time in your life and you're just thinking you've just got it worse than anybody else in the world, you got to remember there's always someone that has it way worse than you do. And whatever darkness you're going through, there might be somebody, you know, going through cancer that is sitting right next to you and you don't even know it, and their life is way worse than what you're going through. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, you just have to remember that, you know,
things happen. My philosophy is everything happens for a reason. I mean, you never know what that reason is, but
right.
You have to.
And I still don't know the reason why God decided to take my son so young, but, you know, someday I will be up there with him, and then I'll know the answer. But until then, I just have to know that there's a lot of other people that have it way worse than I have it. Like, when I remember being on the phone with someone and they said and I was crying, and I was like so devastated that my son had died, and I said, I don't understand why my daughter or why my son was taken from me and this homeless person is still living here under this bridge. And they said to me, but that person has it way worse than your son or you. That person is in living hell right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did that help answer your question? You are so welcome. Definitely. Well, thanks for calling in, Carson. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, so sometimes you can even let bad things in your life, you know, kind of get in the way of your fitness and
right.
your outlook on life, but you just have to keep pushing through, because my philosophy is this: you only have one time on this earth.
Right.
One time. Mm-hmm. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This
right.
is the real deal. So I wake up every day and I say, you know what? I'm going to make the best of this day. I don't care what rolls my way or what punches me down. I'm going to make the best of this day. Like when I go to bed tonight, I'm going to know that when I go to bed tonight, I'm going to go, you know what? This was a hell of a day.
Right.
I made everything happen that I wanted to make happen. Even though I had a few roadblocks and a few shoves and a few pushes.
Yeah.
I did it.
Do you talk about your setbacks on social media?
Periodically, but you know, like I remember one time I was talking about how I wasn't like this way my whole life. Like I did come from poorness and I did have to work 4 jobs and all this kind of stuff. And then they were like, oh yeah, she talks about how she went through all that and all this, but yeah, she just married an oil tycoon. And I'm like, hello people. I had my own money when I met this man.
Yeah.
I had my own millions. I'd already obtained my wealth.
Right.
You know, that was the main attraction from my husband, was
right.
that he liked the fact that I came to the table with my own wealth.
Right.
You know, so it's just, people don't know you, they don't know your whole story,
right.
so they're quick to assume. They just want to put crap out there to make you,
exactly,
you know, get mad or whatever. And I'm like, you're not making me mad. You don't know me. That's all. That's all. Next question, Eric. Here we go. Remember, callers, or remember, listeners, we do take calls here at the station at 832-685-1025. So, Eric, how do you think social media has helped your other businesses?
I think that the more people I reach, like for the mustard company, I'll try to build my brand to promote the mustard. And this is why, so companies every day are hiring ambassadors or athletes to promote their business. That's why I don't do anything for free, because most people will do things for free, and it's like, you're working hard for what? You're working hard for these other companies to make money, but they're not even wanting to pay you
right.
a penny.
Right.
So I'm my own ambassador for Patsy G.
Right.
And so I had a coupon code the other day for 50% off, and I literally had like 63 orders in 2 days.
Come on, people. It was not the code. It was not the coupon code that sold the mustard. If you would have seen the picture that accompanied, it was this man built like, you know what here, standing there with, smearing mustard all over his body.
So I don't have to pay for a model.
Okay. I mean, you know, the 50% off might have been a lure, but I mean, like, I would have bought 700 cases.
People were asking me, if I bought 12 cases, can I lick that off of you? I said, let me tell you something. If you bought 12 cases, you can definitely lick it off of me.
Oh, I'd be first in line. Like, come on, people. I mean, that was clickbait right there.
That was funny.
I was like...
I had my friends say, you're smart. I mean, you own the company, you're the model for the company, you're marketing for the company.
Well, of course.
You saved all that money.
I was like, that was a kudos to you.
Thanks for Grant Photo for doing that photo for me.
That was an amazing photo. I just was like, ooh, I saw that and I was like, whoa, whoa. So, another good question here. You've not only been able to make a living as a trainer and travel around the world doing it, you're also an ambassador. You're also an ambassador for several fashion companies.
Right.
Like,
how do I do that?
How do you do all that? Like,
so
that's a lot to juggle.
Yeah. So twice a year I get paid, which is nice, to go on vacation for free.
Hey, we want to sign up for this one.
I used to teach a boot camp, and so I quit. And so thanks to being big in Mexico, this one resort, I paid for the. People are asking me all the time, how do I do this? I paid to go to this resort. Took my kids there last summer.
Right.
Not this past summer, the one before. They saw me videoing and things like that, and they reached out to me.
Wow.
And said, we would love to have you come back here and teach a boot camp in Cancun. And I was like,
and we'll pay
very
you?
Expensive resort, yes.
They'll pay you.
Yes.
Okay.
For free. 8 days, 7 nights.
Woo!
All inclusive. And so
Are
I did that
me?
last year. And then their sister company.
Okay, well, how many boot camps a day did you have to
I only
do?
had to do, they said you can eat 30 minutes to an hour, one a day. That's
one
it.
a day?
All Monday through Friday. The weekends I had off.
What?
Yes.
Now,
and
come on, guys. This is
right?
a killer job, right?
And so
Who
I did
wouldn't
that.
sign up for that?
Right. And so I did that, and then they asked me to go that November to Puerto Vallarta Thanksgiving week last year.
Right.
The same thing. And it's Hotel Musai, which is the only diamond resort in Mexico. So it's beautiful. And same thing there. 30 minutes to an hour. Just Monday through Friday. So I'm going back this year. And then they're building a third one in Cabo.
Let's draw the picture here, guys. So here's this man built like no tomorrow. Did they fly you there?
Yes.
Okay, so they paid for your airfare.
Paid for everything.
They paid for your airfare. They're paying for you to stay. Your room and board's free. Meals?
Everything.
Everything. Okay,
drinks,
all inclusive. Alcohol. And all you have to do is show up.
Show up and teach a boot
one
camp.
time a day.
Yes.
And
twice a year. Next year will be 3 times because they're building a third resort. That's 3 weeks of vacation.
Do you need an assistant trainer?
I do.
Hey, I think I'm there, guys.
And then the clothing is nice because you get, I mean, they pay me, but you also get, I actually don't need any more clothing, to be honest. Not right now.
Oh, please. What individual's ever said, I don't need any more clothes?
True.
Not Teresa Romer.
I don't have any more, let me rephrase that. I don't have any more room in my closet.
My housekeeper told me today, Miss Teresa, we have no more room for anything else.
I believe
And she saw me bring 2 more pairs of shoes in today. She's like, where are we going to put this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's time to do a clean out again because every 3 months I do that. But I never say that. I don't have any more room. No, I'll build another closet in the house or whatever it takes because you can never have too much.
Well, you mentioned how I keep it all going. I grew up extremely poor.
That's
when I was little.
We talked about this, so both of us.
Yes, and so that's what keeps me going every single day.
Did you have to wear hand-me-downs?
Yes,
I did too.
From my overweight cousins. I didn't even have my dad and them wouldn't even go get it fitted for me. So they would be, I'm tall, I'm like one of the tallest ones in my family.
You are tall.
They would be short and big.
Oh God.
And then my brother is littler than me, but he's older than me.
Yeah.
And he would get mine. And it was like, I was poor, I had rats running through my house, to be honest. It was that bad. And so, I never want to go back. It didn't feel right.
No, I know. We were so poor. We had hand-me-downs. Come school year, we literally got to go shopping. We got 2 outfits.
Yeah.
I remember 2 outfits. That was it. We got hand-me-downs from my cousins, and I was tall and skinny, like size 3, size 5. And I'm almost 5'10", and my cousins were way bigger, fatter. You know. So
that's exactly.
Nothing was altered. Nobody knew what alterations were.
So I don't want to go back to that.
No,
That's why I worked
no.
hard
And so when I got my
every
first
day.
paycheck, as you know, when I got my real jobs, I hoarded that money and just went and bought as much new clothes as I could buy. Like I was not turning my money over to my parents. I was like, nope, this is mine. I go spend it as fast as I could.
Right. What really changed me is when I started modeling and going to all these nice places like New York, LA, Miami. I saw there was a whole other world out there. And if I want to get out of here, I'm gonna have to work.
See, so that leads into my last question with you. As Fashion Week approaches this coming month, we're coming up on it fast. What are some of your fall must-haves that you need to have in your closet?
Well, I live in Texas.
Don't talk about workout clothes. We want to
I don't really dress. I mean, I dress down a lot because I do live in Texas and I'm always in workout gear. I work out every day and I seem to be lazy. But I'm starting my new job this next week and what I wear to work is.
I'm sure you can't wear workout clothes to your job.
No, I don't. I wear slacks. And Lulu has...
You got some nice suits. Is it a suit job?
No, it's just business casual.
Business
so
casual.
like Lulu has polo shirts that I wear, that I'll be wearing.
That was a plug for Lulu.
Yeah. And then it's hard when you're in my profession, it's like what to wear. You don't want to be too flashy, so I'll just stick with like Michael Kors, Hugo Boss, things like that.
Oh, so you don't go all out and look like a baller?
No, because like I'm an MBA in finance. I need to save money.
I saw a while back you did a post. You went to an opening, a film opening.
I did.
You look pretty nice. Come on.
I did have Hermes on.
See,
that's your brand.
See, that's my brand. I did see you had that on. You looked really nice. That's the first time I think I've ever seen you not in workout clothes.
Yeah, that's rare.
No, I've never seen.
And I like to dress up. On the weekends I go. Like I'm going to New York this Thursday, and I'm bringing my stuff.
Oh, watch out social media. We're going to get to see some really hot pictures of you not in workout clothes. And he won't have mustard smeared all over himself. I'm telling you guys, if you go look up this man, where can they find you on Instagram and all social media?
Instagram is Della Rosa Driven. I got that nickname from a friend when I started my mustard company. He was in the gym and he was like, I was telling my wife last night, I want to be Della Rosa Driven. And I was like, what? He's like, I was just sitting there. I was like, dude, this guy is so driven. Like he does all this and this and this. He's like, I want to be Della Rosa Driven, and it just stuck. So everybody started calling me that. Yeah.
That's a good one. So, and what is it on Facebook?
It's facebook.com/Della Rosa Eric is one of my pages, and then Della Rosa Fit is my athlete page.
And what about the mustard?
PatsyG.com is the website, or both Facebook and Instagram. Patsy G Mustard. There
you go, guys. I suggest you go find this man everywhere on social media and find that picture with the mustard smeared all over him.
If you guys have any questions, y'all can also ask me on social media. I'll get back with you.
Well, I have so enjoyed this conversation with you, Eric. You have been like so fun. Like that's exactly why we're friends. We are like two peas in a pod.
We are.
We have similar backgrounds and similar foregrounds, and it's great minds think alike. Definitely. And so get out there and support this man everywhere on social media. He's very big on social media and growing tremendously day by day. I'm
trying.
So with that said, guys, you have spent your Monday evening listening to Conversations in the Closet. If you have loved this show, let me know on my Instagram page at teresa.romer. And don't forget to shop fitness brand NI30D, which is our sponsor for this show. Next week, I'm going to be giving you another great interview. Don't miss out on it. You have been listening to Conversations in the Closet by Teresa Romer on Amazing 102.5. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye, guys.
So today, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's so much fun doing interviews, Conversations in the Closet. Make sure you download the app, Amazing 102.5 FM. Go to the App Store, download the app, and make sure you follow this man everywhere on Instagram. Once again, tell him.
Della Rosa Driven on Instagram, and Facebook, Della Rosa Fit. And Patsy G Mustard on both.
And make sure you keep finding me everywhere on social media. You know I'm everywhere. Make sure you keep liking these videos. Make sure you tell everyone to subscribe to my channel. We're growing by leaps and bounds. So until next week, make sure you follow me.